So there is a simple shortcut. If you want the substituent below the plane, then we must use plus DET, so that the substituent above the plane, that will be epoxidized, so that can be separated. So we can use this double bond for other reactions. If you want the substituent above the plane, the double bond where the substituent above the plane, we must use minus DET, so that this will undergo epoxidation, this will be intact, so we can purify it and we can use it for further reactions. If the alcohol is left side, the story is reverse. Please take a snapshot. Please take a snapshot. Next, we will see Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. What is Baeyer-Villiger oxidation? Baeyer-Villiger oxidation is oxidation of ketones to corresponding esters. Oxidation of ketones to esters. If it is a cyclic ketone, it will be a cyclic ester which is called lactone, right? Cyclic ester is generally called as lactone. So what is the oxidizing agent here? It is MCPBA, either in basic conditions or in acidic condition. We can do both. Okay. So what is Baeyer-Villiger oxidation? Oxidation of a ketone into an ester. What will happen? One of the bond between carbonyl and carbon will break down. So an oxygen will be inserted between these two. An oxygen will be inserted between these two. But I'll tell you how it works. Under under basic conditions, what happens? This MCPBA, I'm sorry, the proton will be deprotected from abstracted from MCPBA, so this generates MCPBA anion. Now this anion will add to carbonyl carbon, because carbonyl carbon is electrophilic in nature. Then this double bond will be migrated towards oxygen. So what we will be getting, we will get an oxide ion, and then this. Of course, the oxide ion will again polarize this lone pair towards carbon, so it regenerates carbon oxygen double bond. Then a bond between carbonyl carbon and an adjacent carbon will break down and will migrate to oxygen. Then this oxygen peroxide bond will break, because peroxide bond is the most weakest bond, so we can easily break it. So when this carbon shifts to oxygen, the peroxide bond will break down. So it generates PHCOO minus, and it becomes lactone. If we use 5-membered ketone, we will get a 6-membered lactone. Right, I'm changing this. Right. What happens when we use Baeyer-Villiger oxidation conditions for this? In the previous example, we were discussing the Baeyer-Villiger oxidation and a symmetrical ketone. But here it is a different, it is a symmetrical ketone. One side it is a tertiary carbon, other side it is a secondary carbon. Then what happens? That means which side, which alkyl group will migrate in a Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. So this is a 6-membered ring. If it migrates, what we will get? We will get a 7-membered ring. Yeah, I'm sorry, this bond should be here. Plus so in this case, we have two products. If this alkyl group migrates, we will get this lactone. If this alkyl group migrates, we will get this lactone. So in this case, what we are getting, this as the major product, this as the minor product. So in Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, we will get both the major product and minor product. So how do we say this alkyl group migrates when compared to this? So it depends on migration ability. It depends on migration ability. Generally, we can say electron rich systems, electron rich carbons will migrate over electron poor carbons. Okay. So in this case, we can say tertiary alkyl group migrates faster when compared to secondary alkyl group, which in turn migrates faster than phenyl, that means aromatic carbon. And aromatic carbon also, if you have electron with releasing groups, it migrates faster. And if you have electron withdrawing groups, it migrates slower. Because as I said, it should be electron rich system. Then primary alkyl, then finally it may be methyl. Okay. So when we look at the migration ability, tertiary alkyls migrates faster than secondary, then phenyl aromatic rings with electron releasing groups, then aromatic ring with electron withdrawing groups, then primary alkyl. So in this case, it is a tertiary alkyl group because it is bonded to 3 carbons. It is a secondary alkyl group because it is bonded to only 2 other carbons. So tertiary has the first priority over secondary alkyl. So tertiary alkyl group migrates and it will give a major product. So in Baeyer-Villiger also we will get major and minor. What is the product for this Baeyer-Villiger oxidation? Predicting the products in Baeyer-Villiger oxidation is very easy. Why? Because first we need to differentiate the two carbons. So this is a tertiary carbon, this is a secondary carbon. So according to our migration ability, tertiary alkyl group migrates faster than secondary. So this carbon will migrate. So that means oxygen will come between this carbonyl carbon and this carbon. Okay, so this is a 6-membered ring. Then if writing the product, just write a 7-membered ring. It is a 6-membered, so we need to write a 7-membered ring. and insert oxygen next to this, and the next carbon we have this methyl group, right? So this is how we can expect. And other side, on this carbon there is nothing, and second carbon we have this isopropyl group, right? So this is how we can expect the product, we can predict the products in Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. What we need to do, just insert the oxygen, that's it, right? Baeyer-Villiger oxidation can also be done on under acidic conditions also. When we do Baeyer-Villiger oxidation on this norbornone with MCPBA under acidic conditions, what we will get, yeah, you can differentiate the two carbons. This is a secondary carbon, this is a tertiary carbon. So tertiary carbon migrates faster compared to secondary carbon. So what we get, we will get an oxygen here and a carbonyl. So this is the product, right? Right. When we write the product, what could be the mechanism under acidic conditions, right? Under acidic conditions, it is exactly opposite to the basic condition reaction. So in acidic conditions, what we will do, first we need to protonate this oxygen, right? So this oxygen will undergo protonation under acidic conditions, right? Under acidic conditions, acid attack is the first step. So this oxygen will get positive charge. Now MCPBA, will attack on this carbonyl carbon, so that the carbon oxygen double bond will be polarized towards oxygen. Okay, now this oxygen will get positive charge because it is donating electron pairs. Now we can do deprotonation, that means take out this proton, so it becomes neutral. It becomes neutral. Then this lone pair on oxygen will again polarized towards the carbon, so that it regenerates carbon oxygen double bond. In that case, what happens, this alkyl group migrates preferentially, because this is a tertiary carbon, so this migrates preferentially to this oxygen, so that this peroxide oxygen oxygen bond will break down, oxygen oxygen bond will break down. Okay, why I am writing here like C double bond bond, I am breaking this C double bond bond. It is a simple reason that carboxylate ion will undergo resonance, so that is why I am writing that. Otherwise you can simply write this arrow to this oxygen, so that is enough, so that we will get pH CO O minus. This will involve in resonance, so that is why I am writing with like this. Then we can get the product OH plus. So after abstracting this proton, we will get our product. Okay, when we take out this proton, we will get our product. Yeah, please take a snapshot. I'm going to change this. I'll give some examples to practice them. We can also use trifluoro parasitic acid because it is the strongest oxidizing agent in peroxides or paracids. So what could be the product here? Again, it is a symmetrical. Though it looks like a symmetrical ketone, but this side, this carbon migrates over this carbon. Okay, so you need to remember this. So in this case, it is just a methyl group. It is a tertiary alkyl group. It is a methyl group. So tertiary alkyl group migrates. Jelani, please don't disturb me. 2 గంటల పాటు అసలు కదిలిచ్చొద్దు వెళ్ళు. I'll give you one more example. What is the product here?